Hey, it's Teacher Keely, or just Keely, coming to you from my ESL classroom in St. Louis, Missouri. Are you looking for some ESL teaching tips to help you have a successful classroom? This video is the first of a series of videos I'll be doing on ESL teaching tips, so be sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video. In case you're new here, my name is Keely. I am a VIP Kid teacher and mentor. I help potential VIP Kid teachers get hired and get students. The subject of this video, building rapport with students, is actually something that all teachers should do with all students. Some people do this well and some people do this poorly. In all my years of teaching, the builds rapport with student category always got me the highest scores on my evaluations, so I just thought that I would share some tips here. Today, I'll talk about why rapport building with students is important, and I will give 5 tips on how to do it. So if that's something that you'd like to learn more about, stick around. But first, if you'd like to try out this strategy in your own ESL classroom, I'll encourage you to click the link below and learn more about VIP Kid. Make sure that my referral code is entered, and I can be the one that answers your questions and helps guide you through the hiring process to get you hired and get you students, if that's what you decide you'd like to do. So, why is rapport building important? Well, I hate to sound cheesy right here, but you know that quote, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care? It's totally true. Students need to know that their teachers care about them. Think about your own education. Didn't you learn best when you had a relationship with your teacher? Weren't you more motivated in that teacher's class than in the one who barely knew your name or worse, treated you badly? As teachers, our job is to help students learn, and that starts with having a relationship and making them feel special. So how do we do that? Number 1, be happy to see your student. Show your student your positive attitude, your friendliness, and warmth. A lot of this can be communicated simply with an uplifting voice and a smile. You can also even just say, "I'm so happy to see you." That helps them know you're happy to see them. I have a student who I adore, and every class, after I say, "Hi, Coco," she says, "Hi, nice to see you," before I can even say it. She's like 7 and she has this rapport building thing down. But it's the sweetest thing, and I very much appreciate it. And trust me, students appreciate it too. When I show up with my positive attitude and a smile, then she can feel comfortable and happy. And when she says, "Hi, nice to see you," it just makes me feel good inside too. So that's a win-win. Number 2, be genuinely interested in your student. This will establish trust, which is really important to any relationship. So the way you show your genuine interest is by asking your student about him or herself. The kinds of questions that you ask will definitely depend on the level of your student. For beginners, the kinds of questions you would ask include, what is your name? How are you? How old are you? Do you like dogs or whatever? Do you have a ball or whatever? What color is your shirt? Things like that. Those count as rapport building questions because you're asking the student about him or herself. As students advance, you can ask them more advanced questions, like, when is your birthday, for example? Or, what is your favorite food? Or, do you have siblings? Or, what are your hobbies? And of course, the props and the amount of TPR that you use will also depend on the level of your student. But the point is to take some time and learn about what is important to your student. Number 3, listen when your student shares things. Remember the answers to the questions you asked, and then later show your student that you remembered. For example, if your student tells you she has a sister, maybe next class, ask, "Did you play with your sister today?" That shows the student that you were listening, and it shows them that you actually care and really want to know things about him or her. Number 4, encourage your student. Find a way to compliment your student academically and also non-academically. In the online teaching world, one of the things that's really easy to notice is when your student gets a haircut. For a lower level student, you might say, "I like your hair." And for an upper level student, you can have more of a conversation. It could be something like, "Did you get a haircut?" "Yeah?" "I like it." "Do you like it?" And academically, when you notice a lower level student do well on something, you can give them a "good job." And perhaps a star. That's one of the things we reward with in VIP Kid. We also use secondary rewards, and I've done a video on that. I can link that down there. An upper level student might get something a little bit more specific, like, "I can hear you're using the I sound in live. Much better." And I use that example because I work with several students whose short I's often sound like long E's. So we isolate that and work on it. It might take them several classes for it to sort of sink in, the correct pronunciation, and to have enough practice that it becomes more automatic. But when you know that's something they're working on, look for improvement and compliment that. That's definitely encouraging and makes them feel good, which ultimately helps build rapport with them. And number 5, use your student's name. In VIP Kid, most students choose American names, but some don't. Either way, the thing that sounds the best to any person on the planet is hearing their own name, even if they've selected it for a purpose like learning English. It sounds really good. So make sure you learn the name and use it often. And if they don't use an American name and use their given Chinese name, make an effort to learn how to pronounce it. This can prove difficult because sometimes students' pronunciation is hard to understand and it is a whole different language. So listen carefully, try to repeat it, ask if it's correct. And if you're not sure, it might be something that you can just Google later and get the pronunciation. But do your best to learn the student's name, use it correctly, and use it often. And that's it for today's ESL Teaching Tips video. I hope those 5 rapport building tips were helpful. If they were, please give this video a like. And remember to subscribe to my channel and click the bell so that you get notified when I release other videos on ESL teaching tips and other online ESL information. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.